Hi, I'm Darren Criss, and I'm on FrConventions. I mean, I owe that all to, I think, the popularity of Chris Colfer's character. I completely rode on his coattails. I think Chris was such an endearing part of the show. He was such a beloved part of what made the show special, and you know, I think by that point in time, people really wanted to see him have some kind of romantic counterpart, and it could have been anybody. It just happened to be me. So I think they responded less to me personally and more to the construct that I was lucky enough to be invited to be a part of. Yeah, I think, you know, by that point I had auditioned for several other parts on the show, and you know, I'd like to think that if I'd gotten any of them, I'd like to think I would have done an okay job, but I definitely wouldn't have had the interest, much less attention, of people if it wasn't for being part of somebody that was already pretty beloved. So I consider myself very lucky that I got to be part of it. It was the perfect storm of a lot of things that had far less to do with me than than the show and the way that people responded to the way the show felt. So I was very pleased to do it. You know, it's a great privilege of mine to have gotten to do something like that. It's hard enough to get a job as an actor, much less a role that, you know, I think that resonates with people in a positive way. Well, I mean, I don't think you go into it thinking, boy, I'm going to change people's lives today. That's a deliriously gratifying bonus. And it happens to be something I already care about. You know, I've lived a very sort of culturally queer-forward life, just by the circumstances of where I'm from, how I live my life, who I spend my time with, what I subscribe to. Just, you know, it's a culture, an ecosystem of people and experiences that are a huge part of the way that I experience the world. So getting to be any part of it, and much less additive, is again one of the great privileges of my life, and I'm so happy to be, you know, a small part of people's narratives. You know, and again, hopefully an additive and hopeful and inspiring one. But again, it has less to do with me and more to do with the superhero cape that was the show and the character. Because, you know, I would have been just as happy getting a job as, you know, a cop or a football player or any number of things that I probably wouldn't have gotten cast as at the time. But, you know, just getting to do your work and your passion for a living is hard enough. To do something like that is just like otherworldly. It's a very rarefied experience. So I'm so pleased to get to be part of people's lives in that way. Yeah, I don't take it for granted. It's great, man. I loved it. You know, I don't know how else to say it. I loved it. I always love it. It's not weird for me when people bring it up. I think it's cool. You know, it's so much bigger than me. You know, it means so much to people that who am I to you know, belittle that. Well, I should hope so. I mean, it was a very hopeful show. You know, happy ending is to be expected. Yeah, it was always fun. But you know, at the end of the day, you're just doing a job when you're at work. And I'm not trying to say it was mechanical or sterile or anything like that. But you know, you're just getting through a day's work, and it's not until you see the final product, which has the music and it's edited and it feels really magical, that the experience that you guys receive as an audience is definitely not the experience that we have, you know, doing it. It's very, you know, it's work, it's long hours. So, you know, I feel like the real magic happens when it's kind of done. So when you ask questions like, what's it like doing all those things, I say it was, you know, me just doing my job and trying to have fun while doing it. Yeah, I mean, there were many characters and many things that went unexplored I always kind of wanted to meet Blaine's family, and sure would have loved to go into his past. That would have been interesting, but you had like 30 characters to follow, and only so much time. So, you know, if you have to pick and choose, and, you know, I wasn't one of the primary characters, you know, I kind of came after the fact, so you gotta give it up for the mainstay people, which I think is important when you're following a show for a long period of time. So sure, that would have been fun. I have a lot of question marks. I mean, I haven't thought about or watched the show in a long time. There's a lot of loose ends that would be fun to explore, but what you see is what you got. Oh, it was, that's right.
Yeah.
That was yesterday, yeah, because we're already in November. Oh my God. Wait a second, so this is, oh my God, I have to post that, because that's, so if it's Blaine's 13th year of appearance, also I think the record of Teenage Dream turned 13 this year. Oh wow, yeah. Hold on for that. Okay.